Welcome to the European news on October 4th in 2021. And today we start in Brussels in Belgium. 8 new supporters joined the Code of Conduct to combat disinformation on Thursday. The issue of disinformation remains high on the Commission's agenda, and the Commission is pushing for a quick revision of the Code of Conduct. The new future signatories include online video platforms such as Vimeo, novel social networks such as Clubhouse, and providers of advertising technology such as Double Verify and organizations that provide special expertise and technical solutions to combat disinformations such as Avast, Globsec, Logically, NewsGuard, and Who Targets Me. They have expressed their willingness to make commitments themselves within the framework of the strengthened version of the code, and I think that's quite good news. And now we go to London in the United Kingdom. In the fight for purple supremacy, the industry giant Milka has taken on a small snack manufacturer in London. The reason is that the British company Primal Pantry also offers sweet bars in purple packaging, but in a more delicate shade than the typical Milka cow purple. In Europe, we have the trademark rights for the characteristic Milka color for food products, said a British spokeswoman for the US Milka parent company Mondelez when asked by the German press agency. Whenever you notice that other companies are using protected brand elements, you get in touch with them. According to reports, there was even a legal battle at times. The current situation is that Mondelez is now actually negotiating with us, said a representative of the chocolate manufacturer Primal Pantry. We disagree on whether the color is the same, they say. However, the company could not afford to embark on an expensive legal battle against the group. I can't say that we already have an agreement, but at least we have a dialogue, they said. And now we go back to Brussels in Belgium. The European Commission announced the names of the 3 winners of the Lorenzo Natali Media Prize 2021 on Friday. A total of 3 journalists were honored for their reporting on the Rohingya refugees, the exploitation of migrants' labor, and hunger in India. The Commissioner for International Partnership, Jutta Urpilainen, presented the winners at Friday's award ceremony. This year's Lorenzo Natali Media Prize honors 3 outstanding journalists whose exemplary work embodies courage, integrity, and commitment to equal opportunities in the world. Through your journalistic work, you help to bring about change, regardless of whether you are fighting against inequalities, campaigning for the protection of human rights, or addressing the existential threat posed by climate change. The award has been awarded for courageous journalism and impressive reports for almost 3 decades that highlight socially significant global challenges. And now we go to Cardiff in the United Kingdom. Wales is set to become the first UK nation to make teaching of Black, Asian, and minority ethnic histories and experiences mandatory in the school curriculum. Subject to final sign-off by the Senate next month, the Welsh Government has added learning about the diversity of communities, in particular the stories of Black, Asian, and minority ethnic people, into the new curriculum for Wales guidance, coinciding with the start of Black History Month. The new curriculum framework is due to be introduced from September 2022, following years of work by teachers and other educational professionals in its development. The curriculum will include 6 areas of learning and experience. Each area includes mandatory elements known as statements of what matters, described as the big ideas and key principles in each area. One of the 27 statements is that human societies are complex and diverse and shaped by human actions and beliefs. The statement will now include an expectation that learners can develop an understanding of the complex, pluralistic, and diverse nature of societies, past and present. These stories are diverse, spanning different communities as well as, in particular, the stories of Black, Asian, and minority ethnic people. Last year, a working group led by Professor Charlotte Williams, OBE, was formed to improve teaching on Black, Asian, and minority ethnic communities, including developing new teaching materials and training for teachers and trainee teachers. The group's work is being supported through £500,000 from the Welsh government. And now we go to Berlin in Germany. On Wednesday evening, Federal Transport Minister Andreas Scheuer, the governing mayor of Berlin Michael Müller, Bahn boss, as we call him from the Deutsche Bahn, Dr. Richard Lutz, and Dr. Walter Götz, head of cabinet of EU Transport Commissioner Adina Vălean, welcomed the EU special train Connecting Europe Express at Berlin Südkreuz station. The Connecting Europe Express is a lighthouse project within the framework of the European Year of the Rails, which was decided under the German EU Council presidency. It is a testament to the progress we have made and the benefits of rail transport in the EU. His journey to date through more than 20 countries has also shown that more needs to be done to create a truly unified European railway area and to complete the trans-European transport networks, said Commissioner Vălean in the run-up to the event. Dr. Walter Götz represented the Commissioner at the stops in Halle and Berlin and announced that the EU Commission will probably present its action plan to promote long-distance passenger rail transport in December. And now we go to London in the UK again. Sarah Everard's killer will spend the rest of his life in prison. The Old Bailey Criminal Court sentenced the 48-year-old policeman to the maximum sentence of life imprisonment with no prospect of early release. The man had confessed to having kidnapped the 33-year-old in March in South London and then raped and killed. The verdict is not yet legally binding. According to his lawyers, I think the defendant used his police ID to stop, handcuff and abduct Everard during a fake check in March. Finally, he raped the woman and strangled her with his police belt. The policeman is said to have doused the body with gasoline, set fire to it, and thrown it into a pond. It was not until a week later that the cremated remains were discovered in a forest in the southeastern English county of Kent. There was a piece of land nearby that belonged to the married couple. The man was to the family father, the murderer. The man was responsible for guarding diplomatic missions in London. Before the verdict, the defense had pleaded not to impose the maximum penalty. The man takes full responsibility for the cruel act and accepts that he deserves a serious sentence, said lawyer Jim Sturman. He shows sincere repentance, he said. He was also diagnosed with mild depression and had no criminal record. The case had sparked a nationwide outcry over violence against women. As a result, many women demonstrated at vigils in Britain for more protection and better government action. Duchess Kate also laid flowers. In London, however, Police Chief Cressida Dick also came under fire because officials sometimes used force to break a vigil with reference to the applicable corona rules. Activists criticize that the situation has not improved despite the public outcry. Dozens of women across the country have allegedly been killed by men since Everard's murder. Most recently, the murder of 28-year-old Sabine Nesse caused a stir in London. A 36-year-old has now been charged. And now we have to go back to Brussels in Belgium. At the first meeting of the Trade and Technology Council, the TTC, on Wednesday in Pittsburgh, the EU and the USA agreed on a joint approach to global trade and technology issues. The Trade and Technology Council will help drive the digital transformation of our economies, boost trade and investment, and build resilient and sustainable supply chains, said Executive Vice President Margarete Vestager. And she said, together we can ensure that new technologies are developed and used in such a way that we uphold our values and move forward with our efforts to cope with the climate crisis. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.